everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today I wanted to just go through and show you really quickly what I am using to track my finances for 2020. I hate doing bills and doing a budget and worrying about credit and payments and all of that. I have all of my life. Luckily, in college, I had a full ride, so I did not go into debt with student loans, but I ruined my credit before I even knew I had it. So it has taken me most of my adult life to get to the point that I'm at right now, which is I am a hair away from excellent credit. And it has been an uphill struggle from day freaking one. However, I have worked on it and made conscious efforts to improve it, and a lot of that has to do thanks to my husband, but I still hate it. Although the past month, because I've been kind of engrossed in the Budget Moms YouTube channel and Facebook group and all of that, and using cash envelopes and figuring out how to enjoy budgeting and doing bills and all of that kind of thing, it has been less of a struggle. I just wanted to kind of show you where I'm at, what I'm using, and how I'm doing it. It is no miraculous, oh my God, it's amazing kind of thing. It's literally a happy planner. But it is the one time I use the happy planner because it's so much easier than opening and shutting rings and all of that. I just like the disc system. The times that I have been successful at doing a budget, staying and doing my bills and all of that, it has been in a happy planner using their budget supplemental packs. So that's what I'm using. And they are kind of freaking planned together. I'll just tell you that right now. I went a little crazy when I was getting involved in this, and I bought new rings and all that kind of thing. The rings that I bought for this thing are way too huge, but they're the metal rings and I really like them. And then I saw this cover, and I've kind of incorporated the budget into a regular happy planner, but I will show you what I've got. And it's, like I said, it's no particular system. It's just what I do. I keep all my current bills up here in this envelope or folder so that I have them, so I can reference them. As soon as they come in, I write them down. Anything I want to keep for the records or anything before I file it, I put it back here. And then these are all like the different pages of bill pay. I've gone through almost all the bill pay ones that I've had. And so those are all the stickers. But I have savings. I just started this, so at the end of February, at the end of each month, I will put in how much I've added to savings. And I have 3 different savings accounts. My personal account, the joint account that my husband and I have, which we pay bills out of, and then I also have a separate, just specific savings account. My husband and I, since before we were married, have had separate accounts. He has his account, I have my account, and then we have the house account. And I take care of all the bills and everything out of the house account. We each have amounts of money put into it automatically, so I never have to transfer funds or anything like that. I just know exactly how much money is coming into the accounts, and there we go. And he's paid every 2 weeks. I'm paid on the 7th and on the 22nd, so with the university. And so if either of those days fall on a weekend then or a holiday, then it's the last business day before. But that's my savings. And in this too, I have broken down all of our debt. So, well, I should say all of my debt. Greg pays his stuff himself, and so I've not included that in here. But in this book, I actually do all the household bills. So some of that you will see. But I don't include that in my personal budgeting. It's just that I actually do pay the bills and everything out of the accounts. So I do have what's owed on my car, I have what's owed on our house, and what's owed on my credit cards. I have a total of 3 credit cards, a Visa, an American Express, and a Discover. And with my tax return, with my half of the tax return, because Greg and I split that, I actually paid off my Visa and my American Express. So I was very excited about that. I got to do those 2 things, and then I bought a ticket to Louisiana to see my best friend and go camping for a week. So that was what I got to do with my tax return, and that's it. This is what came with this cover. And again, I replaced those to get metal rings and got them too big, as you can tell. But I've also included in some just plain paper, and I'll show you how I use that. But I really just loved the metal, or the metallic piece of tier fur there on these dividers. And so I knew I wasn't going to use it, all of it, for whatever. I mean, it was just a thin one, but it was just pretty, and I liked it. All right, so this was January, and what I do is I write down the date all of these bills are due, and then I check them off if they get paid. If they don't, I'll put an X by it or a forwarding arrow that says I'm paying it next month. Sometimes with how our bills fell, or technically how our paychecks fell, I would have to push off or something. So anyway, this was part of the actual planner, and I put it in here not knowing for sure if I was going to use it, and then I'm still trying to determine if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to take it out. So here's the first thing that I use out of the budget inserts, or the budget. You can get just like the budget pack from Happy Planner, and this is what I use. I put all of the house accounts there, then all of my personal accounts here, and then any of the deposits that I know are coming, and then anything that's outside the norm here. And I just have the amounts covered up just because. And then this is the other portion of the house account. And then this starts my personal account, and this was all done with my debit card. I had not started pulling out cash yet, and so I have it done in, I've got it color coded, and I've actually carried on with those, and this is just, debit charges throughout my account. And then I put in, where did I have the most trouble, what could I improve this month, and what goals do I want to set for next month. And this is back where I put my goals were no MPS, no TNs again, reduce my Starbucks. I was doing every payday, which I get paid twice a month, I was doing $25 on my Starbucks card or my Starbucks account. And I would just upload that, and then I'd go get iced teas or banana bread or something like that. I've tried to limit that this month and just do one $25 upload. Bringing lunch to work, and break out multiple category purchases and whatnot. And so here is, I don't use the back of these really. There's a certain way I can do this and it makes sense to me, and it may not make sense to anybody else. Now I could take some of this and put it over here, but I'm not doing a projected budget yet. So these are the categories that I had and how I broke it out. And then these were the categories that I decided that I would use cash envelopes for. And as a category, as of February, I added pets. That's how that breaks down. And I just write, I take the total of each of the categories. Like, I'll just go through this, and like for my channel are all the pink. So things that I did for my channel, like my P.O. Box rental. I have my Amazon Prime account, which is a student account because I am a student at the U. And Patreon, Libsyn for what was my podcast, although I am canceling that because I just don't have time right now. And it's $15 every month that I'm paying for nothing. So But these are the categories I had: my phone, food, groceries, house, channel, car, gas, parking, entertainment, NPS, which is my little shop that I go to, coffee and tea, health and beauty, and fitness, then stationery, and the medications. So that's all where everything that I did fell. And now some of these are also on my monthly bills here, but I write them twice because these are all things that are automatically paid, and I just need to make sure that I get them paid every month so that I have one list that I can just go and check it off. And then when it gets paid, these are my running debit transactions. So that's how I do that. And I have February set up already and been going through that. I have my paydays, Greg's paydays, all of that. And then I will go in and I'll show you. I've even started doing some of March already. So, and again, I don't know if I'll use these pages or not, but we'll see. But this is what it looks like blank. And so this one is all house stuff and fixed bills. And then these are this is where I go in and I just write down all of my transactions. I log into my bank account and put it all in here. Now, what's not in here for February on is my cash transactions. And like I said, this is a Franken budget planner, but I have all the way to December. And like I said, I don't know if those extra pages will actually stay in this, but I had it set up because I wanted it that way. Now, most of you who have seen my channel know that I've been doing cash envelopes. And those cash envelopes that I listed in there are, these are they're like little plastic envelopes, and they came with like a little Velcro seal, but the little Velcro would stick out so much, and I hated it, so I just peeled them off. So this is eating out. This is household. This is my personal, and then this is groceries. So today I did not follow through with one of my goals because I had to go back to NPS. And the reason I did that was because Heimdall has had a urinary tract infection, and I went there to see if they had any of the prescription food. They had one can, and I knew I'd seen it there before, but my vet sells it for $2 a can. It's the Hills Science prescription, and for urinary tract infections for cats. And I found one can for 49 cents. I'm like, oh, I'll take it. It was done. It was beat up to hell, but I didn't care. But I went there to see if they had it, and at least I know that they get it off and on. But I went ahead and did some grocery shopping and such. So in my grocery envelope, we have, this is where I was doing groceries and for last paycheck. And I only put in, I put $200 in the envelope every paycheck. And so that's where, I have 2 receipts, and I keep the receipts in my cash envelope until I can track it. So I went to Walmart. I had to buy a new litter box because with 2 cats, they say that you should have 2 litter boxes. And part of the reason Heimdall was getting a urinary tract infection was because of stress. So we're trying to alleviate that. So I spent $27.25, and I took out the 50, and I got $22.75 back. And then at NPS for groceries, I spent $20.11, and I gave them exact change. So there's that. So I will write those 2 things down here and give me the balance. And like I said, I started out with $200, and I have 100, 20, 40, 50, $2. So 1, 20, 40, 50, 1, and 2. So $152 left. And so one of the things I did not do well last time I did this is I ended up being about $20 off. And I know it's because I probably pulled money out and didn't write it down or keep a receipt for it. So I'm trying to be very conscious of that this week or this payday. So I will, when I go back to my desk, I will put that in there. Here, when I went to NPS, now I did do 2 separate transactions so that I would get 2 separate receipts. So I just put everything that was from personal, because some of it was stationery related. I put the personal stuff first, and then I put like a little bar in the on the little runway thing, and then the rest of it was all groceries. So I got 2 receipts so that I could have 2 actual receipts that I could put into the 2 different envelopes. So this one was it had some of the because my husband got me a Cricut, they had some of the vinyl, the sticky vinyl. They had an orange one and a green one. These were half off, so I got them for $5 a pack. And then they had the red, and this was, you can see it was $6.49, and I got it for half of that because all of their crafting stuff was half off. So I got that to use with my Cricut. And then they had a couple of Tim Holtz ephemera packs, and then a graphic 45. It's like a memory keeper kind of thing with folders and stuff. I got it. And so I spent $28.54, and I gave them a $50 out of this because $50 is all that I allow myself for personal for my budget. And so I got back $21.46. And so in here is $21. And then the 46 cents I actually am keeping in a bank, my little Year of the Rat bank that I got from my brother. All of my silver coins go in that at the end of the week. And so I don't even count it. I just put it in there. And so what I will do is I will put how much that was. So it was 20, what did I say? The total was $28.54. So I will write down $28.54, but then I will only put when I put the balance here, I'll just leave it at $21. So, because I'm not going to count the change, and I would much rather, cash that in as savings and put that in a savings account. So here I have, for household stuff, I have $50, and I just have a $50. And then for eating out, I have $50. And for this, I actually got change. So 20, 40, 5, 50. So I know what I need to get every week or every payday from the bank teller. And so those are my cash envelopes, and they just go right there. And it's very simple to do. I mean, I still have all my credit cards and everything, but I have written down in here what I need every week or every payday in cash. And so I've been doing this, and I can tell you, it honestly has made me very much more aware of what I'm spending because I'm giving cash, and I only have so much cash allotted for like personal. And granted, I have a debit card. I could use my debit card and, not worry about it, but I'm trying to stick to a budget. And at the end of last payday, I actually had $59 left over from all of my envelopes. Some envelopes I went over. Some envelopes I didn't spend all of it. I didn't spend all of the grocery money. So I kept the amounts the same to where I was and for the first paycheck, and then I'll see where the second paycheck falls and see what I need, where I need to adjust. Now, the final thing that I do, and this is from the actual Budget Mom planner. No, that's the Happy Planner. The Budget by Paycheck Workbook. And this is a digital download that I got from Miko, and you can get it from her website, and it's $27. Now, you might notice something strange. I got this, and I picked it up because I originally was going to put that downloaded thing into this one. And then I got it home, and I'm like, that doesn't fit. What? So, if you're doing 8.5 by 11 pages, you have to do the big happy planner. But when I got this one, I loved the cover and everything. And then when I got it home, I'm like, well, that's weird. It was done backwards. So when I got this was upside down. And so, I liked the inside of it too. So I just did that. And now it's like, I just open it up and it's so pretty. So this is the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. And you can get this off of her website, like I said, for $27. And it's reusable. And then Plan a Happy Life, it's the Big and Happy Planner. But I really like this. And so it had all the tabs and everything in it. And so what I'm going to do is go back and every month, well, I don't have it for January, but in February, what I'll do is for each day, go back and see how much cash, how much in cash I spent during a day, and if I had a no spend. So that's what I'm going to use these pages for. And so here we go back to the workbook. And so this is, these are my goals. I want to have an emergency fund of $1,200. I want to have a Costa Rica travel fund of $1,200 and a personal savings fund of $1,200. Remember me saying that I had 3 different savings accounts? That's what those are going to. So I'll put $100 in each month minimum, and then if I have extra, then I'll put it in that. So and these were what I spent in January, even though it wasn't in cash, that I'm just putting that in there. And so these are the yearly balance overviews, and then these are sinking funds that you can do. So like the $59 that I had left out of my cash envelopes went into my Gulf Wars fund. So I just haven't gone in and filled this out yet, but I would put for every $25 I'd put in here. And so I would do 3. Well, once I get 3, I could put 2 of the leaves as $25 leaves, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be $250 total if I made every leaf $25. And so that could be my Gulf Wars fund, and for just absolute fun money. And then so I could do these for various things, for things that you want to plan ahead. Like if I wanted to start saving for Christmas gifts, or if I wanted to save for an anniversary trip, or Greg's, birthday present, whatever I wanted to do. And it can be any amount. And then this is the yearly spending overview again. She gives you a couple of different options there. And so I put those in. And this is from the Happy Planner, but most of this has the monthly breakdown, and this was just a monthly, so that's all you're going to see in here is the monthly. And it has it's got your month, and this is from the Happy Planner portion of it. It's got the month, then monthly goals, check it off, note to self, habit trackers, top 3 priorities you're thankful for, and then notes, and then your daily task list. So that's all that was in the actual Happy Planner, and I got it for like $10. And so what she does is she gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cash envelope breakdowns depending on your paycheck. Now I will only use 2 of these because I only get 2 paychecks a month, but I could also do it for when I get my Amazon Prime payments or my Google Analytics payments, you know, whatever. But right now it's just my 2 paychecks from the university. And so I will put the amount of my envelopes, and I'll go back, and I did this in February, so. And I just went through and I put in when my paydays were, and these were just my paydays. And so here I did personal $50, house $50, groceries $200, eating out $50. And this is the breakdown. I get $150 for the personal, I get a $50 for the house. For the groceries, to equal the $200, I have $110, two 20s, a $50, and a $100. And then I get, for eating out, 2 5s and 2 20s. And then you total up what you need here, that I'll need 2 $5 bills, 1 $10 bill, 4 $20 bills, 3 $50 bills, and 1 $100 bill. So $350 out of my check, every paycheck, comes to my cash envelopes. And then I go through and write down what I actually spent. And so you can see here how it kind of broke down. Eating out, my budget was $50. I actually used $81.52. For the house, budget was $50. I actually used $65.97. For groceries, the budget was $200. I only used $123.24. And for personal, I actually didn't use that. So here, I mean, I did, but that's where I pulled this extra from. And so for my budget total was $350, and I only used $329.73. So now you're going, wait a minute, where'd that $59 come from? It's because I had some extra money that I put in, and so at the end of the day, that's what I got left with. And I can tell you that it drove me crazy because I had a miscellaneous of $20.27 that I couldn't account for. So, yeah, I hate math. Hate it. Hate money. Hate it. Hate it. So I was just like, fine, this is how February or that paycheck ended. We're just going to call it good. And I'm going to do much better for accounting for everything. And what I've done here, let's see. Here is the paycheck, the first paycheck on the 7th. So this is where I did the cash envelopes. And I'm just tracking my cash in here. You know, where the date and where the transaction was, what category it came out of. Then I color coded that, and then this left me the balance. And I ended up, I remembered actually that one, and then so $20.27 is was kind of where it all kind of broke down. Not sure where it went. Math was off somewhere. I don't know. And I'm just like, fine, I don't care. I'm just calling it good. But for this month, or for this paycheck, it will actually start a whole new page here. And the starting balance is $350, and I'll go in and I'll write the 3 transactions that I've had so far over here, and I'll put those in. And that's what it is. Now you can go in and see, you can figure out your monthly net worth, your debt payment plan, where did my money go, all of that. I am not there yet. And she even gives you like little sheets that you can cut out and take to your bank teller so that you can figure out what you want. But I don't really need that. You can do a monthly spending comparison, all of that sort of thing. As I said, I am not there yet. And I am just doing what I can for right now until I get a hang of all of this. So once everything comes out and works out, then hey, then I'll start working on the actual, you know, inputting everything. But at least in my cash envelope, I have a budget, and I know how much money I can spend on those particular categories. And then I have my bills in here, and I can check those off and do that for the house and for myself. And so far, so good. I have not been stressed about it. In fact, I've actually been enjoying myself doing this. And this was actually my Finding 52 for last week, was I got to sit down and put all of this in and figure it all out, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, I don't know who I am, but, or what has happened to me, but I actually enjoyed it. So this is how I'm tracking my budget. And for all of you math wizards out there, or you financial analyst people out there, it may just be like, oh my God, this poor girl. But for me, it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, I won't do it. And so this is how it makes sense to me. And like I said, the cash envelopes have been an amazing thing. And I've also actually installed Credit Karma on my phone, and that helped a huge amount as well. I did not, a lot of their helpful hints and everything, I had no clue. And I've learned a lot from the Budget Moms Facebook group as well. So it takes little bits and pieces of finances, budgeting, bills, and money, and makes it to where I can understand it. I don't get stressed about it, and I don't just throw up my hands and say, fuck it all, I don't care, which has happened more times in my life than I would like to admit. But I finally feel on top of everything, and that is such a stress reliever for me. You have no idea. If, you know, asking me what the most stressful thing in my life is, I will always have said money. And now I'm just like, I just want to be happy, you know, because I've got the money side of it mostly taken care of. And I'm not stressed about where my next dollar's coming from or where my next meal is coming from. But I've been there. I've been that person that is digging through my car, looking for any change, digging through my couch, you know, trying to figure out where on earth I might have like left money, because I've been there. You know, I've had nothing in my cupboards. I grew up with some of my mom's students bringing us food so that we could actually survive. And it's been a very hard thing for me to learn and accept and understand. And again, like I said, this is how I understand it right now. And I just hope to get better. But it took me finding something that I could follow and understand and be comfortable with to get to a point where I'm like, huh. And I will say Credit Karma was amazing. I was just like, okay, this is way too good to be true. But every site that I have gone to to check the legitimacy of Credit Karma has been great. Every financial analyst that I know has like, they literally are as good as they say. And had I known that I could have filed my taxes for free through them, I would have done that, because I've been using TurboTax for, several years. But I have improved my credit score because of them. And like I said, I'm so close to excellent credit. I'm like, oh, I just want to get there. So I just have a few more points, and hopefully by next month I will be there. But I never thought that I would be able to say that ever. So I'm very excited, and I have some things coming down the road that I will work on to help lower my monthly payments on pretty much everything across the board, from my electric bill to my savings to my 401k to my refinancing my car, all of that. All because I just started paying attention and trying to figure this out little by little by little. And if there is one thing in this world that can overwhelm me in like 2 seconds flat, it's bills. And like I said, I would throw up my hands and just give up. But once in my life, finally, I'm no longer doing that. And I'm like, I am so happy with myself. I just can't even begin to tell you. So hopefully what I was doing made a little bit of sense to you guys. Going through this and showing you what I do was very scary, but also very freeing, because it's like, okay, you know, I'm not a math whiz. I hate money. I hate it. But I'm learning to work with it and not let it be that big, bad, horrible monster in the closet that I fear every time I see a bill come in the mail. So just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, this is my peek into the bowels of my hell, but it's a good thing. And I am very proud of myself to where I am, and I feel good about it. And I, you know, for once in my life, I look forward to what's going to come. And I know that when I retire, you know, I may not have $1 million in the bank, but I'll be able to, you know, figure out my coffee shop and do what I want to do. And for once, I can say that without any worry going, oh my God, you know, what if I don't have the credit to get a loan or whatever? I will. And I'm excited about that fact. So there you have it. Hopefully it hasn't been too chaotic going through everything, but if you have any questions, feel free to post down below. And if you hate money as much as I do, feel free to converse with me. I hate it, but I'm learning to deal with it. So anyway, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.